Everybody go. Everybody go. Run and tell everyone you know. It's time for Talk Live Tuesday. Talk Live Tuesday. You know where we at. It's time to sip and chat. Get to the bag and tell them that tag. Talk Live Tuesday. Talk Live Tuesday. You know where we at. It's time to sip and chat. Get to the bag and tell them that tag. Get it.
What's up, y'all? It's Talk Live Tuesdays with Tag, and we are down here in the loft with none other than the HP, the hair physician. Is on the couch tonight, and let me tell y'all, we about to get into some things tonight. Listen, y'all already know it's about to be everything HP, but before we introduce my guest, because y'all already know I love him down, Boots, my brother, my friend, we gonna shout out to all the businesses. Y'all already know. Make sure you're following me on Instagram at Tag Did It. Make sure you're following Talk Live Tuesdays on Instagram at Talk Live Tuesdays. Yeah. Make sure you're following the Lavish Hookahs with the Good Pour on Instagram at Lavish Hookahs Official. And also make sure you're following our YouTube channel, The Boom Network. Make sure you're liking, commenting, and subscribing so that we can grow our channel each and every week. Let me tell you, Mitch. Y'all, I'm going to flip back and forth from Mitch and HP all night because y'all know, like, I'm trying to get into the groove of calling everybody by their business name. But anyway, so Mitch, what's been going on? HP, what's been going on?
I've been chilling. It's been 2 years since I've been on the show, and by the way, I'm so glad to be back on the show.
Thank you. Thank you for coming back.
But in these last 2 years, like, things has changed in category growth, business, friendship, relationship,
everything,
being an influencer, being a hairstylist, you know, that type of thing. So like, it's been a lot of growth, and I thank God for it.
I'm glad to see that. I'm glad to hear that. And it's always good to see when you look back on where you were and focus on where you at now. It's like, damn, like I really never thought that I would actually be in this space.
You just said look back. Take a minute. Let's look back. Okay.
Boom.
I just had to do
it. Yeah. I like that. That you did. Now that was the one. That was the motherfucking one. So now, you know, like I said, you were on our show in 2020. When I first started, you were my first guest, my first episode. And like I said, thank you for doing that because, you know, like I said, when a lot of people get to a certain level in their careers or their life, they like to
be fake unreachable.
Yeah, fake unreachable. They like to switch up. But you didn't switch up on me, and I always love you for that, being my brother, my friend, all that good stuff. Like I love that. Shout out to Shamika out there for having such a beautiful son. We love you for that. But so since 2020 to 2022, like HairPhysician is not the same. Like, so what's different about the HP now?
I'm more open, and I've learned a lot of things. Like, my main thing that I've learned is how to accept criticism. Growing up following, I used to always get so mad and get discouraged when people don't agree with everything that I post, but I've learned to start, you know, accepting constructive criticism, because criticism will definitely take your brand or your small business a long way if you know, take it with a grain of salt, read it and weep, and just do what you got to do.
Right. And that's something that I've been learning this year too, like to take criticism, even when it comes to like work, even when it comes to, because I'm a Balenciaga poppy now. But no, that, and then also just with my show, like if someone tells me, hey, you can do this differently, or you can add this, but I'm learning to not stop my craft, continue to do my craft and work on it as I'm growing. So that's something, consistency is key.
Definitely.
And that's something that I can say with you too, like you've been consistent.
You got to stay consistent.
Since you've been doing in this.
I feel like with anything you do, if you don't stay consistent, it's gonna fail.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? It's a lot of people that change lanes and they can't figure out why they're not manifesting in the lane. It's because like you ain't being consistent enough to see what God got for you in that lane. Like, stay in the lane, ho, and keep moving at that pace in that lane, and you won't crash.
Right. And I agree with that. And I feel like that's what happened with if I would have stayed consistent from 2020 to now.
But look at what all you've been doing.
Right. I've been doing a lot.
Yeah, you don't not give yourself
applause.
So
because you know, I try.
Back on the show if you want to.
Listen, you know, right? Period. Like no, and I agree because I feel like you, in order to still be doing something like this, you have to see the growth. Because it's like, why would I come back to a place or a space that hasn't grown from where it was last time? So I fuck with you for that. I fuck with that. So like. From 2020 to 2022, like what's been your favorite part of your elevation?
I think my favorite part of my elevation has been the fact that I have learn how to decipher the two. I used to always mix personal and business. Like if somebody, my homegirl or something, I used to like, oh girl, just give me such and such. But like now I know to decipher business from personal. And I feel like that takes my career a long way, and it gives me longevity with what I'm doing, because if you keep giving out favors and you keep giving out freebies and you keep giving out stuff for free, like you're never gonna grow.
You're never gonna grow.
It's like I've learned to tell people, have my change.
Have my change.
And I don't feel bad about it.
I love that.
Yeah,
and that's what you have to do, like, because at the end of the day, people will play with you. People
they will play with you if you let them.
Yeah, and people will think, oh well, you did it for me free last time. Now why you got to pay this time? So it's like off top business and let it be. Stop it at the gate. So, like, did you ever think like you would be this big? Like, did you think HairPhysician would be making the mark that it's making now?
Oh, most definitely.
Confidence. I love that.
Because I pray over everything I do. I pray over my hands. I pray over my brand. I pray over my career. I pray for anybody that's attached to me. So I definitely knew. And then what I know is, you have to like really have faith in whatever it is that you're doing. And if nobody don't believe in me, I believe in me.
Right.
So if I believe in me, that's all I need.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Everybody else that believe in me, I thank God for y'all believing in me, but like that's an extra.
Right.
I'm gonna get out here and I'm gonna do it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like my biggest fear is to fail.
Right.
I can't fail. I won't fail. So it's like,
but let me tell y'all this though, you don't want to fail. Failure is not always a bad thing though, because failure would teach you.
Failure is a part of success.
Right, it is a part of success.
And with me being so afraid to fail, if I do fail, I'm like, okay, boom, back to the drawing board. What can I do to get a win?
Right.
And a lot of people don't understand the losses that we take as small business owners, brands, influencers, the L's that we take to get a W.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like, y'all only see the wins.
Right.
I took a lot of L's.
A lot of L's.
So, I ain't afraid of failing, but I don't want to be a failure.
Yeah.
So it's two different things. Two different.
Girl, I had to drop my damn. I had to drop my cue card real quick. You're like, I need 2 snaps, new snap, clap, clap. I love that. So now, talking about wins, this year, we're just gonna go straight into a straight current. So
this is my year.
22 was your year. So talking about wins, 2/22/22, the day I quit my job, and the day you dropped your prescription.
Right.
The prescription. Your lace glue, clear lace glue, is doing really, really good. So what is where did the name The Prescription come from? Like, what made you come up with the prescription?
I've always been, and when I say this, y'all, I ain't saying like I'm a pill popper or nothing, but I've always been addicted to medicine. I've always loved like medicine. I've always learned pharmacy. I was going to when I was at FAMU. My plan was to go to school for
pharmacist. Right. Same.
So and then both of us.
Right. I got my degree in journalism.
When I didn't, when that didn't work out for me or whatever, I'm like, okay, cool. I ended up doing hair instead, and I became the hair physician, which still, is a physician is a form of a doctor.
You was styled by Mitch first.
Definitely was styled by Mitch. And it's because your boy gave me that name.
Yes, right. Yeah, Stitch by Mitch. Styled by Mitch.
So shout out to y'all for that.
Period.
Y'all don't get to win it though. But what I ended up doing was like I still have a fascination. You want the hookah?
Yeah, let me get that.
I still had a fascination for medicine. So when I came out with my product, I'm like, bro, I want to do something different. Like, what is it that I can do? So my name is HairPhysician. So I'm like, okay, I'm the hair physician, which is like a hair doctor. What is it that I can do?
Right.
So I'm sitting and I'm like, bro, with lace, you cannot put a lace on without lace glue unless you're doing it, glueless. So I'm like, I don't do glueless installs. I like lace glue.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, bitch, I got the prescription. Because with the prescription, you're gonna keep needing the dosage to keep coming back, and then with the prescription, if you're addicted to the prescription. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do it that way. And my manager Kate, she's like,
first of all, I don't mean to interrupt you, but that's a gag. Yeah. Like, I never would, I thought about it as, like, even just sitting here just now, and when I was asking you the question, I'm like, bitch, the prescription physician, he a fucking doctor. It just hit me just then. But go ahead.
So I was talking to my manager, and my manager does all my graphics. Shout out to Kate, by the way. Kate does all my graphics. So we was in Orlando. She lives in Orlando, so they fly me out when we have major stuff to do. So we just sitting, and they like, HP, you gotta think of a look. So I'm like, it's the prescription. So I'm like, okay. My favorite song at the time was Waukesha by Moneybagg Yo. And the reason why I
love that song.
I do. Because like Waukesha is walk, and walk is a form of medicine. So when I listen to the song, I'm like, okay, cool. So I literally was. I love Moneybagg Yo. He's one of my favorite rappers, and I seen that he was dropping like his Waukesha shirts. And when I seen his shirts, I'm like, oh my god, that's so dope. So I went back to Kate, and I'm like, Kate, I want my fucking lace adhesives to look like a pill bottle. Like I want it to be like a prescription, like an actual prescription. Like when you go to Walgreens, CVS, I want it to be like that. So she was like, okay, well, let me see what I can do. I went to sleep and I woke up. And she had everything like lined out from my packaging to the actual pill bottles that the glue is sold in. I was just like, oh yeah, this my presentation for the glue off rip gonna make a bitch like, oh, I want to buy that shit. Right. I want to buy that shit. So it's like, let's do it.
What made your first product wanting to be like glue? You know, you could have done like flat irons. You could have done scrunchies. You could have done anything else.
I chose to do lace glue because I've always promoted other people lace glue, and I was very inspired by the two people that I worked with. Tamika Gibson, she's the owner of Bowhold. I worked with her for a long time, and she taught me a lot. And then Damian Flagler, she's the owner of Goat Glue. That's the female. She's the female version of me. So like I seen what they did with their glue, and I'm like, okay, like I think I want to lace glue because I love laces. So I'm like, okay, let me put something in my name that I can go hard for. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna do a lace glue.
Period. Shout out to Damian Flagler. Let me tell y'all, I'll never forget the night when I watched her. Like, she was on live, and she normally used to do like I don't know if she's done one recently, but she used to do live where she had her friend who's a prophetess, and they would sit in the background.
Yes, Alexis.
That's Alexis, and she.
Shout out to Alexis, by the way.
Shout out to Alexis, and she would do. And I remember her telling me one night, like on the live, and she pretty much when I put my name in the comments.
They was by the fireplace.
They was by the fireplace, and I put my name in the comments. And she said, "Troy wants you to say something to him." And she was just telling me like, "Troy, just keep doing what you're doing. Like you're gonna be successful. You're gonna keep growing, but you just gotta stay." She pretty much told me I just had to stay focused. And that night it touched me, and I watched that live for a minute just to see what she was saying to other people. But the energy on that live,
she ain't no joke. She's very anointed.
That energy on that live was everything.
Because I don't know her. You get what I'm saying? And she always still to this day she come in my DMs and she blessed me and I take it and I run with it. You get what I'm saying? Because she's super anointed and I don't play when it comes to stuff like that. And
I love that. So shout out to Alexis. Alexis, keep doing your thing, girl. You might need to hit me so we can get another read. So you can tell me what the Lord been saying about me. Okay. Amen. So what makes your product different? About your lace glue different from anybody else's lace glue?
I feel like what makes my glue different is for one, like the ingredient. My ingredient is fairly different, and what I went for is because I'm a male and I'm a male that wear wigs. So what I went for is I want to find something that worked for men. I want to find something that worked for my boys that like to put their wigs on.
Right.
I want them to be able to be in the club and be comfortable. I want y'all to be able to be in the club and have a ball.
Right.
Be able to sweat. Because we're not females.
Right.
So I feel like the ingredients makes my stuff different.
And your lace glue, it comes out clear automatically.
It comes out clear.
So you ain't gotta wait for it to dry. It's already.
You still gotta wait for it to dry.
You gotta wait for it to dry, but you gotta
wait
for it to turn white. Turn clear, because it's already white. So that's I think that shuts down the whole process in itself because you ain't gotta wait. You just put it on, lay that wig, and boom, go about your business.
And the date. And it's so funny that you said that you quit your job that day and that was the day. And I remember that you quit your job that day. But the reason why I actually dropped my glue on 2/22 at 2:22 p.m. And the reason why I chose 2/22 because I'm real big on, angel numbers.
Right.
And for some reason,
same.
I always see 2:22. Like that's I used to always like see it. I catch a bus, it's 2:22. Catch the time, it's 2:22. Look at my total 2:22. I always seen it. So I called my mom one day and I was like, "Mom, I think I'm down February 22nd because I keep seeing it." And my mom said, "Well, no, you need to go back and actually read and study it." So when I studied what those numbers were, those numbers meant manifestation. So I was like, okay, I like this.
Yeah.
I'm with that. I'm manifesting anything that I put my name on. So I was like, okay, yeah. And I was real big on telling my managers, like, I want to drop on 2/22 at 2:22, not 2:23, not 2:21, at 2:22. And for us to be able to do that, like, just made it so amazing.
And let me tell you what's so crazy. And if I'm lying, I'm flying. On 2/22, when I quit my job, I didn't have another job. I was doing hostings, I was bartending, I was doing all that because I had not planned on going back to work. But when people was asking me, they was like, "Well, what you finna do? Where you finna work at?" I kept telling them Balenciaga. Mind you, I had applied to Balenciaga in January and had never got a call back. But that's all I kept saying.
Right.
And now,
tell me that.
Yeah. And it's now July, and baby girl, I'm a Balenciaga poppy. Period. So manifestation. Make sure you guys come shop with me. And I said that shit on that day. So I really I fuck with that, and I'm proud of that. Like, and I'm proud of your growth with that, and I'm proud that you felt comfortable enough to like, okay, well, I got the following now. I got the people. I'm finna go out here and I'm finna really get into my bag. Yeah. And I know that that's bringing you a big bag.
And I feel like, because, I'm 26 years old. Mm-hmm. I can't work forever. You get what I'm saying? Right. I feel like when you own a product, and Tamika taught me this a long time ago, when you own a product, you make money in your sleep. Right. That's generational wealth. You get what I'm saying? I'm setting this up for my kids to be straight. Right. So it's like, I'm making sure my family's straight, not just me, my friends, the people that I'm attached to, to be good. So I put in that work so everybody else can, reap the harvest of me working.
Period. So you want kids?
Of course.
I like that for you. I like that. I'm in a debate with that right now, but we'll talk about that later. We'll talk about it. Now, do you think that you will release another product? And if you do release another product at some sort, what do you think it would be?
Of course. First, I'm glad you asked that because my lace glue.
Oh, give me an exclusive here on Talk Live Tuesday because I love an exclusive.
My lace glue is not called the prescription. Mm-hmm. The product line is called the prescription. Ooh. So it's going to be the prescription lace glue, the prescription flatter, the prescription skin line, the prescription, it's just the prescription name. Whatever I wake up and say, okay, I want to do this, I'm going to do that. Right. By the time I'm 30, I want to have so many prescription products to the point like, oh my God, what happened to Virgil?
What happened to Virgil? Okay, so like, when it comes to hair though, like outside of like your product, do you prefer making wigs or do you prefer doing hair? Like what, if you had to get rid of one of those things to just continue being the hair celebrity that you are, what would you do?
I like teaching. Mm-hmm. I love teaching. Like, I can see myself coming from behind the chair really soon, and working on, with my specific celebrity clients and my specific, loyal clients. But like, I really like teaching. It's like, it's just something about being able to show somebody something and watch them go and, get into their bed with something that I taught them. So I love teaching. I don't think I'm going to like, if I do ever, switch lanes, I'll be a full-time lace teacher. I love it. Not just lace, bobs and everything.
Bobs and all. Yeah. Well, let me tell you this, because I'm glad you said it, because our next topic, we was going to talk about, your hair tours. So you say you love teaching. Like what about teaching, others that you love so much?
The fact that you can walk in not knowing and leave out knowing so much. And the fact that, I have a lot of students that DM me and say, hey, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be able to make this amount of money. Or, hey, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have been able to do this. Hey, I just did my first celebrity client. That type of stuff makes me feel good because it's like, that made me feel like they're my kids. Right. You get what I'm saying? And like, y'all learn from me and y'all actually going and y'all not only retaining the knowledge, y'all actually succeeding with the knowledge that I brought forth to y'all. So like, it's just something about teaching that just really warms my heart.
We got Maddie Mitch in the building. Maddie means mother and daddy. Maddie Mitch. Period. Maddie Mitch. So you just went on tour. You just did you're not on tour, but you just did a lace class. You just did a class in your hometown because I remember you did a class in Lake City too, and a kiss. Everybody was coming to me. Oh, I remember I did your friend class, Mitch. I'm so glad I got to work with him. But you just did a class in your hometown, Jacksonville, Florida, Duval 904. Like, period. So how does that feel? Like being able to go back to your hometown and teach people that you either may know that look up to you, and teach them how to do lace and do wigs and stuff like that.
I was hella nervous. Going back home made me hella nervous because it's like I'm from the city, but it's like it's certain people in my city that's hometown heroes. And I'm one of them hometown heroes. So to be able to go back home and pour my knowledge and pour into the stylists in my city, the brand, the small business owners and the small brands in my city, that felt amazing because it's like I want people to see like, hey, I walk these same streets. Right. And if I could do it, y'all could do it. Right. You get what I'm saying? So it felt really, really good to go back home and to get the love that I got. It really made me very emotional. Like,
I'm pretty sure. Like, so what do you tell those people that come to your class, like when they're in there and they're learning from you and you finish? Like, what do you express to them in that moment?
Stay in y'all bag. It's very important to stay in your bag, and it's okay to be different. Be eccentric. Bring something to the beauty industry that the beauty industry doesn't have, and you have to always understand to go by God's speed and not the speed of your Instagram timeline.
I think you just spoke to me here. You got to go by the motherfucking. Oh Lord, forgive me, but you got to go by God's speed. I felt that too. I'm about to have to start fanning it here. Listen,
really and stay true to your vision. A lot of people try to come your way and try to be vocal with your vision, it ain't their vision. I tell people all the time, like, what I see, you don't see.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So like, it ain't gotta manifest right now, but I'm gonna keep doing it because I know like it's gonna happen. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Everything that I'm doing now is gonna come to pass. So it's like you gotta stay true to your vision. Don't let nobody else tell you how to do it, when to do it, why to do it. Do this that way. Don't stick to your vision, and it's gonna work out. I'm telling you.
It will work out every time, and I'm just gonna give a piggyback off of that because when I first started doing hostings and stuff like that, people were asking like, you know, you have a podcast, like you're doing this and that and third, but like, what makes you think that you can be a host by doing a show? And why not? And my person,
what make you think I can't?
What make you think I can't? Right. And so when that happened, and I started doing hostings, and I was booked every month, every other week, everybody was like, Troy, and I was just like, no matter. And I had some what I learned from when I started doing hostings, and something that came to me. Everything that I've done has popped. Think about it, Mitch. When I was styling, I had clients.
Yeah.
Doing this podcast, I had people being guests.
Yes.
When I was in a store, when I was doing retail before I was doing this kind of retail, my stores were successful.
Yeah.
And it's just like started hosting out of nowhere.
And they coming.
And I was just getting hostings back to back to back to back.
You got a hookah company.
I got a hookah company. They booking. And you know what what that taught me? It was just like, you got so many different talents. It's like God is not gonna let you fail, but it's like you have to really stay focused on those talents and really stay focused and put in that work, because you can start something today. You might have 200 clients a day, but tomorrow you may just have one, but that don't mean you stop. That means you got to keep going.
That's a part of being an entrepreneur. And people tend to get discouraged all the time. Like that we all have good days, we all have bad days. It'd be days it'll be a week, I'd be like, damn, I sold out 60 glues in a day.
Right.
Wake up tomorrow and sell 6.
Right.
I ain't giving up. You get what I'm saying? It'd be days where weeks where I do real good with doing hair. Like, oh shit, bitch, I done made and it'd be weeks where I'd be like, damn, ho, I did one client this week.
And I think that mentality builds strength. And it also builds like courage for you to just continue to keep striving, because if you stop, anytime you stop, you never keep reading. You got to keep reading, and that's really the key to success.
Definitely.
Continue to keep reading, continue to keep going, so that you know what your chapter is gonna, what your book is gonna end. Yeah.
But you're the author and editor of your own life.
Right, of your own life.
So it's up to you. If you want to go back and erase some stuff and then rewrite it, go ahead.
And
that's why I write in pen. I write in pencil.
Period. Let me say this quote of the end of this poem that's called Attitude. It says, life is 90% of what happens to you and 10% how you react to it.
Thank you. I agree with that.
Yeah. And it's like anybody can come at you, things can come at you any way, however way you want to come.
Right.
But if you don't it depends on how you react to that situation, how the outcome is gonna be. Right. And even when it comes to just relationships or dating somebody, like you have to like think about.
You gotta stay down.
You gotta stay down. Like, am I gonna react this way? Am I gonna, come at it this way, or am I just gonna, whatever? Like, but I've learned that's something that I've learned. Like, you just have to know how to react to certain things in order for you to continue to keep going and adapt to any situation. Yeah. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, so last question for this little particular subject. Of course, your lace classes bring in revenue. Of course, it brings in revenue. But outside of the revenue, what made you want to start really teaching these lace classes? I know you say you love to teach, but was it a moment of this is my way to give back, or this is my way to like really help others into growing into their careers? But when you thought about it, what was that first thought to make?
I feel like it's both. When I first started doing hair, I started doing hair in 2015, and I was taking a lot of classes and putting in a lot of money and wasn't learning anything.
Right.
So when I decided to, start doing classes, I'm like, hey, it'd be too much inspiration, not enough information. Like, I don't give a damn about you living in a car. I don't give a damn about you being homeless. You're not homeless anymore.
Right.
What are you doing that makes you get to where you are?
Right.
So I gave out real information,
right,
authentic, genuine information, right, because I actually want to see people succeed.
Right.
In this industry is vicious, and I've learned that. A lot of people in this industry want to see you doing good, but don't want to see you doing better than them. I don't care about that. if you take my class, Troy, and you go past me, I could still say, damn, I really helped somebody go past me. I really helped somebody. That make me feel good, and that show like I'm good at what I do.
That you do, yeah.
You get what I'm saying? It don't make me feel good to have people beneath me.
Right.
I want people standing next to me. I want
Right.
people, I want to hang around people that's like-minded or got more than me.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Because if you're beneath me, what can I learn from you?
Period. You can't learn anything from a person that doesn't have the same mindset, doesn't have the same goal set, like anything like that. Like, because if not, y'all just gonna if they're stuck in this place and you're in this place, they're gonna either bring you down with them or you just gotta let them go.
Yeah, you gotta let them go.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So, well, y'all already know what it is. It's Talk Live Tuesdays with Ted. We're going to take a quick break really quick, and we're going to come right back. We are here, Talk Live Tuesdays, with the hair physician on the motherfucking couch in the loft. We'll be right back. All right, y'all. Welcome back to Talk Live Tuesdays with Ted. Y'all already know what it is. We're sitting here with the hair physician, my brother, and we are live down in the loft. Now, we've got into the prescription. We've got into the line. We've got into knowing that you're gonna release more. We talked about just where you've grown from in the last couple of years. Mm-hmm. Now, at that time when we had first started talking, your bestio saying Saucy Santana was just really elevating in his career as well.
Right.
He was really elevating his career as well, and then. This year he signed a deal and he's,
Definitely. It was such a blessing.
Such a blessing. Like even just to see you there, I was just like that just so raw. But you got the chance to really, see like his hard work and where he's come from and what he's done. Like, how does that inspire you?
It inspired me a lot because Santana is like a big brother. And he shapes and he molds me. And a lot of times a lot of people say, oh, you just a mini me, you're a Santana mini me, you're a Santana clone. And that doesn't offend me. You get what I'm saying? Because he has taught me a lot and he's molded me a lot. And to just be a part of, the experience and seeing how he works and seeing his work ethic and seeing his growth and seeing the way that he changed, it inspired me to want more and to want bigger. You get what I'm saying? Like Santana is not content. And he's never been content. Right. If he get $10,000 today, he gonna lay down like, girl, I could have got 20. You get what I'm saying? So it's like to be around somebody that's so positive, so fun, and has a amazing work ethic. It teaches me to I gotta push harder. Like I gotta work hard. I gotta keep going. Gotta keep going.
And that, like you said, what we said earlier, like that, you have to be around people that's gonna make you motivate you to keep going. Right. So you got to go on tour with him and Lotto.
Yes.
And you was you was the Safari to his Nicki. Like, how was it being on stage in front of all those millions of people, thousands of people? Because I remember you telling me you was gonna do a host and you was like, I'm gonna have you come host and talk on the mic because I don't talk on the mic. But then when I see you doing that on stage, I was just like, you're natural. And I feel like that's something people sleep on cancers because they just feel like we so shy. But when we get into our element,
we good.
It's a big deal.
The first two shows of the tour, I was scared as shit. You get what I'm saying? And then what I started doing is I look over at Sam, and as long as I see my friend on that stage and we doing this, I don't see nobody else. Mm-hmm. But being able to be a part of that and being his hype man for the tour was it was a adrenaline rush. By the time we got to the seventh state, I'm like, oh yeah, bitch, I got this. I already know what I'm gonna do. I already know what it is. But being on tour was it was an amazing experience to be on a bus for 33, 34 days.
Yeah.
It was it was a experience that I promise you I probably do over and over and over again. So it was an amazing experience.
If you could tell Santana anything right now, what would you tell him just about how he's inspired you and where he's come from? What would you say to him?
I'm proud. Mm-hmm. Definitely proud, and to keep going. I see what he faced behind the scenes. I see what he faced behind Instagram. I see how much, how hard he pushed his pen, and I see how much he worked. He's not just doing this, to give himself and give his family a better life. He's doing this to open doors for all gays.
Right.
And to see what he's doing, sometimes he's discredited a lot due to personal reasons, whatever somebody's personal reason is. But when you put up the logistics and you look at the facts says he's that bitch.
He's really, yeah.
So, keep going. Don't stop. Don't you're a mega star. This is only the beginning, and God got so much more to do for you.
He does. So
much more.
Shout out to Saucy Santana. And I want to say this because he is opening doors, and it makes it even with me. It makes me comfortable because I feel like
Right.
if Santana can be around the rappers and the people that he's around, and be comfortable and be himself and be respected by them, it's just like, but you can be that one day doing a talk show, and you can have those same artists, those same straight artists sit here on your show talking that same shit, doing the same thing. So I like it. He just doesn't know like the other people, even outside the rap community, who he's influencing.
Like he just makes people feel good,
right?
And with Santana, you know, he's just authentic.
Yeah.
And what I like about, you know, what he does is because, you know, like we skinny. You get what I'm saying? And Santana, you know, he's not a skinny.
He's a voluptuous thick girl.
A fit girl. So like usually, you know, like when you do anything or when you go on, you know, certain things, all the boys be like, oh, no fats, no films. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? Stan is thick and he's film, and he's opening doors for people to look at.
And the bitches love it.
And you get what I'm saying? So he gives out that, you know, he boosts up self-esteem and boosts people's confidence, and that's like what I love about him the most. He do it without even know he doing it.
Without knowing that he's doing it. And a lot of people, I tell people this all the time, like that's been Santana. Like he's been the girl. He's been the girl with the nails. He's been the makeup. He's always done that.
Gonna keep the lashes, gonna keep the nails, and the bitch always was a dresser.
Always a dresser. Always in his always in his bag. And when he said he was doing the thing, he was the girl on the block selling the stuff to the girls.
Oh, for real.
For real, in real life. No cap. Yeah. Like it's the real tea. Period. So outside of going on tour with Santana, we recently seen you posting a new celebrity client. I feel like one of your biggest celebrity clients thus far.
Definitely one of my biggest.
And that client is Iggy Azalea.
Yes, definitely.
One word that described that moment for you to be able to be a part of her team? One word.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
And I still have my days where I'll be like, bro, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Me?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So it's like it's very unbelievable. But I'm grateful.
I love that for you. Like when I tell you when you said that, when you told me that you was doing, it brought me so much joy and it made me so happy for you because just to see how hard you've worked to get to that point, sickening. So just tell the people, like, how did that come about for you to be Iggy's hairstylist?
Okay, so I'm not gonna hold you. I was we was in Dallas, Texas. Mm-hmm. I was with Santana. We had a show. We was in Dallas, Texas. And she DM'd me. But I did not think it was a real page. You know how sometimes, you know, like her Instagram name is The New Classic. So, you know, sometimes they'll put like the same thing, but instead of the I on Classic, they'll put a 1.
Right.
Or they'll put 2 I's. Or they'll put 3 S's or something. So when I seen it, it popped up on my screen. I'm just like, oh, Lord, who is this? So I clicked on it and it was the emoji that was like this. Uh-huh. So I paid it. I went, took a shower, and then I got back out the shower. And I looked at it again. So I clicked on the page. When I clicked on the page, I seen a blue check and a following. I almost fucked myself up coming out the bathroom. I said, Sam, oh my God, bitch, Iggy is in my DM, Iggy is in my DM. So she just put the heart or whatever. And I was like, when she put the heart, I was like, mwah. Mm-hmm. So she wrote back and she said, do you have a passport? At that time, my passport had expired. I haven't been nowhere since 2011. So I'm like, this Iggy Azalea, I'm not finna tell I don't have a fucking passport. Right. So I'm like, yeah, I have a passport. Right. So she was like, okay, well, I need you next week, June 8th. I'm gonna give my manager your information and woo. So I'm like, okay. So the next morning I woke up on my way back to Atlanta. I'm like, I gotta get a passport. So I got on the internet.
I remember that.
I get a passport, and I ended up running into a plug and got my passport. He got me an appointment to go get my passport in the day. So I was like, okay, cool. I got my passport. Iggy wrote me that Monday. I got my passport that Thursday. I needed to send it out that Friday. I had my picture that Friday. I was gone that Sunday.
You was.
And it's been up since.
It's been up and fucking stuff. Like, so how is it working with such a big artist? Like,
working with Iggy is amazing. What I love about Iggy is she's a person first. Mm-hmm. When I was on my way to working with her, the first place that I went to was Serbia. Was it Serbia? No, it wasn't Serbia. No. I'm lying. It was Israel. Israel was the first place that I went with her. And on her way, you know, we already started, you know, talking in the DMs, but it's nothing like talking in the DMs and actually getting in front of the person.
Right.
So when I I was there before her, and like the way that her set is, like they have everything like lined up. Everything's like, okay, HairPhysician gets to the airport at this time. He get picks up at this time. He goes to her hotel at this time. He goes here at this time. So what they did was I was supposed to go to her hotel, and then they switched around and said, okay, well we'll just meet you at the venue. So when I got there or whatever, when she walked in fresh off the airplane. So she walked in, and I'm just like, oh shit,
like this is really like yeah.
But she was just like such a vibe, and like she, like me, I've worked with her a couple times now. Since then, she's like literally amazing. I worked with her my birthday weekend,
right?
And she stopped her show mid-show, and I did not expect it. She just was like, "Oh, we have a new addition to my team, and I just want everybody to, show some love to my hairstylist." And she had the whole crowd. It was like, I want to say over 10,000 people,
right,
screaming happy birthday to me, and I was like, "Bro, what the fuck?" Like. Yeah. This is my life. But Iggy is like, she's super sweet. She's very loving. She's kind. She's not hard to work with. And she's an individual. She makes me, she make me feel good.
Right.
And she's like, that's my girl. That's it.
Period. As she should. So like, you're about to go on tour again. You just announced it on your page that you'll be going on tour with her very soon. Are you excited about that?
I'm hell of excited.
Like you finna be gone. You finna be around the world a long time.
On Wednesday, and I don't come back till... I leave on Wednesday, and the tour is over October 16th, but we come home September 6th for a little bit, and then we go back. So I'm super excited.
You're finna be out in
2 tours.
Oh my God, I'm gonna miss you.
That's crazy. I literally was just telling somebody the other day, like I really been in my bag. Like Sam took me on tour with him, so I was gone for all those days, and I came back, built my accolade, and I'm going on another tour. So 2 tours in 1 year.
Period. That's bitch, I'm trying to be bi-coastal just like that. I'm trying to be out here doing shows in LA, shows in period. Bi-coastal bitch, period. Girl, too hot, can't stop, won't stop. And that's my shit. And I love that for you. So if outside of Iggy, of course there are many other celebrities in the world. Who would be your dream celebrity to do their hair?
Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj. I love Nicki Minaj.
Hey, Nicki!
And Nicki Minaj told me that she loved me, and I'm so epic, and I will never forget that.
Mind you, I was gonna bring it up. I was like, bitch, I want to bring it up because our girls already know I'm a barber. And they're gonna be like, oh, all he do every week is bring up Nicki Minaj. But you and Sam was on live one day, and let me tell you.
I love Nicki Minaj.
Bitch, let me tell you. I was watching that live, and when you said, oh my God, Nicki, I love you, I said, oh, I ain't teach him no. I said, I ain't teach him no cool. I said, girl.
I'm not even trying to be funny. Like when it comes to celebrities and stuff, like I pay attention to the person, not to status. So I think that's what allows me to be good at what I do.
Right.
I don't sugarcoat who I am. Like you get on Instagram, you see who I am. That's really me. So like I'm just gonna be me. So like, hey, that's a celebrity. Oh, hey, girl, hey. Oh, what's up, bro? Like, that be that. Right. Nicki Minaj is, dude, that's Nicki Minaj.
Right. Because I was telling what
Nicki Minaj asked for me.
Very. She was like, because when that boy, you with that boy that you be with?
So, like, that was big. Like, I feel like that's like, girl, what?
Yeah, what, girl? But no, on behalf of Talk Live Tuesdays, girl, we love you over here, girl. Hope to see you one day. Nah, but for real. But no, that's amazing. Like, I was watching that live, and I just feel like, because I was like, bitch, that would have been me. I was like, that would literally have been me. I would have. Like
one of the highlights of my year.
I would have spazzed.
I did.
I would have spazzed. Period.
I did.
So, when it comes to like your career and your brand, like, what do you see happening next for you?
I ain't gonna hold you. Opportunities come so much, and I really thank God for the people. God bless me. The circle that God blessed me to be in, because opportunities come every day. I can wake up tomorrow and they say, "Hey, Mitch, they want you to do this," or they want you to do this. I've been doing everything. I just did a commercial for a belt for athletic gear. You get what I'm saying? So it comes so much more. I use all of my talents. I used to get very offended when people say, "Oh, you're so funny. You're so funny." I used to be like, "Bitch, I do hell." Like.
Bitch, I ain't no comedian.
I'm not no comedian.
I remember you always you definitely used to get mad about that.
Get mad about that, but it's like now, like that's another bag.
Right.
I can't do hair forever.
Right.
So it's like I'm using all my different streams of income and using all my different talents. So like I really don't know what's next. I don't know.
Right.
You know, but I pray that whatever is next, it blesses me to be in a position to put others on that's around me. So like I can't really tell you that one. Because I don't want to limit my mind because the sky is not the limit.
It's not the limit.
So I don't want to just think, okay, you gotta stay in this thing, you gotta stay in this box, you gotta stay in this category. Nah, bitch, put me in all boxes, all categories.
Put me in coach, period. And I love that you said that because like I be thinking about what's gonna be next for me, but I can't think about what's gonna be next.
Because you never know.
You just never know. You
never know. You can get a call tomorrow and they like, hey, they want you on ABC Times.
Right.
Hey, they want you to fly. You never know.
Girl, Carisha wants you to come be a guest host on Carisha Please while she interviewing her guest. Period. Hey, Carisha, girl. But no, like, and I feel like I needed this moment with you because just sitting here talking to you, like, it's just like I feel so much coming from it, and I feel like, damn, go stay in your bag and don't
get in your bag, stay in your bag.
Get in your bag, stay in your bag, and don't
get in
like
your bag,
stop.
Listen, word to Trey Tracks. Get in your bag, stay in your bag, bitch. Don't come up out of it.
Right.
Get lost in that motherfucker.
Get lost. Because when
hibernate,
because when you think about Trey Tracks, like Trey Tracks was just
same thing as us.
Yeah, same thing as us.
2022 is a good year for me and my people.
Period. And bitch, you was just on. They posted Trey Tracks on Ball Alert as one of the top producers.
As a top producer.
For a gay female rapper. Hey girl, Santana, I'm sorry. But for a gay rapper, like you are a top producer for a gay rapper because
and that doesn't happen.
Look where y'all come from. Look at the milestones and the marks that y'all have fucking made.
Yeah.
So shout out to Trey because that like also Neat grooms Trey Dog. So shout out to Neat. Shout out to shout out to Trey Tracks too. Period. So you said on the thing
Quincy, that's his name.
Quincy. Hey Quincy. No, but so at the beginning of the interview you was like, you know, you've grown in relationships, you've grown in friendships, So is the HairPhysician dating?
Am I dating right now?
Mm-hmm. Don't say the wrong thing, because girl, I hate to have to be pulling up at your house at 9:00 in the morning, get ready to beat a bitch up.
From being in a relationship and dating,
mm-hmm.
I just got out of a relationship, but you know how we are. Like we're not gonna stop.
Right.
You know, finding love.
Right.
So am I dating right now? Yeah,
mm-hmm.
I'm a date.
Right.
You might see me with him on Monday
mm-hmm.
at Insta Blue. Might see me with the next nigga on Tuesday at Crew, but I'm single.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm definitely dating. My options are open. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's this one specific person
mm-hmm.
that's been like catching my interest, but I'm
mm-hmm.
just moving like real, like total slow. Yeah, and that's what. I'm talking frankly.
Period. And that's where I'm at with my thing too. Like, you know, you just gotta move. But I love that you say that. Like, and a lot of people don't know that. Like, one thing about
it's levels to it.
Me and Mitch are like damn near the same person.
Yeah.
And when it comes to love, like a nigga can leave us tomorrow, but that don't mean that we giving.
You leave me tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tomorrow night I'm finna be on a date.
Like that don't mean we're giving up on love.
Yeah, I'm not gonna give
like
up on love.
I'm never gonna give up on love because I feel like if even if a person isn't receptive or knows how to love, like you can teach a person if they're willing to know. If they're willing. Yeah. But if a person if you leave me and be like, oh well, I don't feel like this, it's love still out there, I know what I bring to. Yeah, and my end goal is love.
Yeah,
my end goal is being in that matrimony, being with that person every day. You know, whatever. Like
being able to grow,
and that's
just like a beautiful feeling to be able to grow. And what I've learned, you know, like being in relationships is it's not 50-50. If you're doing 50-50, you putting in half the work. And I'm tired of putting in, you know, half the work or somebody putting in half the work. You got to put in everything you got. Right. You get what I'm saying? And like with me, you know, building my accolade and me being who I am and, you know, me doing the things that I do, I'm very decisive on who I choose to date. Right. Because like I know like everybody not here for me.
They could be coming for the money,
you know, for the motive, you know, for the fame, you know, it just be like different stuff. So it's just like, you got to really decipher who's really there for you when it comes to dating.
Right. And I agree on that. And that's why when it even before now, like I was very strategic about who I was going to talk to next. Like, and I wanted to be somebody that
I wasn't posting.
Right. Period. I'm not posting. Like, period. But I had to be strategic about who I talked to next, but I also had to make sure like they weren't like everybody else that I've dated. Right. Like I didn't want them to be like boyfriend number one. I didn't want definitely didn't want to be like boyfriend number two, and definitely didn't want to be like boyfriend number three. Right. Period. Because anyway, but like I just didn't want that. So it's just like I had to be very strategic. Know like okay, well, this person had been scoping me out. I had been scoping this person out. Da, 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 they done did da. Let me see what is given. But
Right.
I really
You
think
can't lock yourself out of love.
you can't.
Because it makes you angry.
It
makes
makes
you
angry.
miserable. Makes
Yeah.
you bitter.
And I think a lot of people dwell on what happened in the past
you gotta let
and what
that shit
happened with this person. The
And
next person not gonna do
It's
that.
so funny because somebody told me the other day, and when she said it, I was like, okay, I like that. Don't write me a referral for somebody else's decisions. Don't write me a referral for somebody else's discipline. Don't put me in detention for the acts of somebody else.
We gonna end Talk Loud Tuesdays on that motherfucker. I'm just playing. Like, but no, seriously.
Saying, like, you don't bring me in the picture and do me wrong because everybody else did you wrong.
Right. That's not fair.
You gotta start everybody off at a clean slate.
Right.
And if you're not ready to do that, you ain't ready to the date. You ain't ready to find
right.
love.
And that's and I had to learn that because I used to always be that person that be like, oh well, this is what happened the last time. I don't want this to happen this time. And I'm getting out of that and I'm growing out of that. But I have to tell people too, you don't have to be single to grow. Because sometimes you need to. Somebody told me this specifically. Shout out to my barber. Shout out to Shayna. Hey, Shayna, girl. But when it comes to dating or being with someone new, you have
it's like Russian roulette.
Yeah, but you also have to. You have to really look at this person and be like, one, do I want to do this?
Is it worth doing this?
2, is it worth doing this? And 3, what can I do different in this situation? What can I do different in this situation? And you also...
Can I add a 4th one?
Go ahead.
What's going to come out of this?
What's going to come after this? What's going to come out of it? You can't hold... Like you said, you can't hold on to the past, but you also have to be willing to move forward in that new future because if you don't, you're going to always be stuck in that same space that you were. So, but more to the story, what she told me, she was like, how do you know, how are you going to grow if you out here trying to work on yourself by yourself and not work on yourself with a person? Because how are you going to know your triggers?
Right.
How are you going to know what makes you happy or what gets you?
What makes you mad?
Like,
what hurt your feelings?
I could have been with this last person and been like, oh, well, him doing X, Y, and Z made me mad. But when I get with this person, it doesn't make me mad because I know it's not malicious. I know he's not doing it out of the way. And you may ask questions. You may say... For instance, we're going to talk about this real quick. For instance, with something that happened, if a person posts something on social media, before, I'm texting your phone, you stupid, da-da-da-da, you should have did it, why would you post it, da-da-da? But it's like you have to, where I'm at now, is ask that question. Right. Ask what it is. Yeah.
And I
communicate.
Like that because assuming makes a ass
out of you. Yeah.
Ask.
Yeah.
Ask. Because you never know.
You never know.
Do it. I'll be listening. I'll be having a good day, like really having the time of my life. Ain't nothing wrong. I'm just listening to Summer Walker, so I just tweet Summer Walker. That don't mean that's how I'm feeling.
Mm-hmm.
But you wouldn't know that if you didn't ask.
Right.
I could say fuck y'all, fuck all these niggas, and be like that with mine.
Right.
I said fuck all y'all niggas. I ain't
right.
fuck
for my nigga. Right. Period. And that's what you have to learn. Like social media. I'm learning that social media is not real life. And Seven talked about that last week on my show. Like social media is not real life, and you have to really get out of just.
Yeah, going to social media. You only know what we put out.
Right. You only know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Period.
Like
so, we are here on Talk Loud Tuesdays with the HairPhysician, y'all. So, we going to get into a topic of the week. I like to do this on my show now because I wanted to like try to switch it up a little bit.
Okay.
So, the topic of the week. So, recently, and I want to talk about this. I'm going to go into 2 different segments, but Trina did an interview, and in her interview, she said, that female rap is not the same. It's not unified as it was back then because there is too much jealousy, there's too much hate, etc. Mm-hmm. Do you think that? And of course, we grew up in the era with Nicki. Mm-hmm. But do you feel like female rap now is not unified? Like they don't really fuck with each other because they're jealous of each other? Or do you feel like it's a thing of where, some people feel like these rappers are trying to get to this next person because they're just trying to get their career to grow? Or they're trying to show unity because they're trying to get their career to grow?
I feel like it's half and half. Uh-huh. It really be it'd be like the industry and the fans. Mm-hmm. The fans start shit.
A lot of shit.
You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it's like, the industry is so many female rappers that's good. You get what I'm saying? It's nothing wrong with me being able to like glitter gloss and then I like City girls too.
Right.
It's nothing wrong with me, listening to Iggy Azalea, but I get in the car and I want to listen to Tokyo Jets too. It's nothing wrong with that. You get what I'm saying? But I feel like in the industry for females, the industry and fans make those females hate each other.
Yeah.
Like, why y'all always comparing females and contrasting? Like, y'all don't do that with men.
Right, they don't.
So I feel like it be a lot of the industry, and a lot of times, a lot of people it's an ego thing, and people get too deep into their comments, start reading too many tweets, start reading too many posts on Facebook, and they start getting into themselves, and you create a beef or create something imaginary when they ain't even gotta be out.
It ain't even gotta be that.
You can go to the store and it's a million different type of breads to buy.
A million. And but you think
just because I bought Sunbeam today, that don't mean
I ain't gonna buy Sara Lee tomorrow.
Thank you. Thank you.
Period. No.
So I just feel like it really be like it be the fans and it be like the industry and it be an ego thing. Like people pump up and too many celebrities have too many yes men around them.
Right.
It's nothing wrong with saying, hey girl, like that girl hard. Like you ain't gotta down the next female rapper because you a female rapper or your friends say, well I don't feel like she that hard because man, your shit slap. Okay, that's cool. You can rap too, but it's somebody else that rap good too.
Right. And I love.
I don't feel like you gotta be all that.
Right, and I love, and honestly though, like
I ain't no female rapper though, but I'm just saying, like, I just feel like I ain't gotta be all that.
Yeah, I'm a female rapper. I gotta love bars. One or two. I gotta love bars. Let me stop. I ain't got no damn bars, so bitch. I can't rap a damn my motherfucking life, bitch. And if bitches giving very much ABC 1, 2, 3, bitch. I was in the club last week with Mitch, sitting on top of the desk with the ditch. Okay. Bitch, something like that, but they ain't even shit, bitch. I ain't even say shit. They ain't make sense at all. But no, I wrote a beat, yeah. But no, but in your industry, like, do you feel like, and that's where I'm gonna go next. Do you feel like there's jealousy in the industry, or do you feel like the hairstylists aren't unified because they work with certain clients, or do you feel like the hair industry is unified and that people are able to work together as hairstylists? Honestly,
I see tunnel vision. You get what I'm saying? I know what I bring to the table, and I know like I'm very supportive, and I know I love male stylists, and I support my male stylists. You get what I'm saying? So like if it is division, I don't see it because in the presence of me, it's nothing but the utmost respect.
Period.
You get what I'm saying? So it's like I don't really see it like that, but. This industry can be a little vicious. This industry can be, it's the same thing with us. You get what I'm saying? It'd be, going to a one style, getting a client and that client with this person and they try to, I don't be with that. You get what I'm saying? I don't care about nobody who touched your head before me. I ain't speaking on no other, especially male stylists, because it's not that many of us out here that's really doing our thing. So I salute all male stylists because it's hard to be a male in such a female driven industry. Yeah. So if you're doing it, I commend you.
I fuck with that.
I commend you. I'm with you. If you get up every day, even if you try, I commend you on that. I don't got no hate in my heart for nobody, but at the end of the day, like I'm me. Right. Don't compare me to the next person because I'm me. You get what I'm saying? And I have my own lane.
Period. Well, we're going to take a quick break. Before we end our show, we're going to take a quick break and we're going to come right back here on Talk Live Tuesdays with none other than the HairPhysician. Period. All right, y'all. Welcome back to Talk Live Tuesdays with Tag. We have sitting on the couch my brother, the HairPhysician. Mitch, first of all, I want to say thank you. You dropped a lot of gems on here, and I also feel like you were not biased. You spoke on how you feel, and I also feel like you gave a lot of encouragement. I feel like when people watch this, like, they're going to see, like, damn, like, let me go write this down in my book because I'm able to get some kind of growth from that.
I aspire to inspire before I expire.
Oh, shandala. Yeah. Yeah. And
that's what it all is. Like, I want people to be able to look at me like, damn, I remember him from the beginning. Right. Look at what he's doing now. Right. I can do that. Right. And I want to tell y'all can do it.
They can. Yeah. They can. And same thing. Can happen to anybody. Same for me. Like I moved to Atlanta. And I don't mind giving y'all my tea, bitch. I moved to Atlanta making $10.50 an hour. Bitch, I'm downtown on Peachtree in a motherfucking loft. Yeah. 4 years later. Yeah. Like, it matters how I got here, but just know you can get here. It's all about a part of your story. And it's all about where you're going and what you want to do. Right. And so, one, I admire you for that. And I'm so, if nobody else tell you this and you don't ever feel this, like, and if I never have said this before, I'm super proud of you. Thank you. And I see it, and I appreciate you so much because if it's one person that has never, like, no matter what we've been through, because bitch, me and Mitch have been through some things. Like, bitch, we done stopped talking for some time. Bitch, I done been in my growing pains, been in my feelings about my brother. But you've taught me so much,
I
and
appreciate
it's
that.
so much that I've learned from you. And I just want to thank you for never switching up on me, no matter where you are, no matter your fame, your whatever you are, because even where you are now, you still reach out, you still text me, call me, making sure that I'm okay. So
you let me sleep on your sofa.
I ain't gonna cry, y'all.
You let me eat your food. You let me drive your car.
I
I don't forget about stuff like that.
Yeah,
Like
you used to drive me
everybody
out.
who helped me out along the way, I try
Yeah.
not to forget. You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying? That's just who I am. You can't.
Right.
You might forget a name.
Right.
Might word and Maya Angelou. You might forget a name. You might forget a face. You don't forget how people make you feel.
Right.
And like to know that you believed in me when I didn't believe in myself, that
Right.
that means more to me than me inspiring you. Honestly,
I appreciate that, and I tell people all the time, it's not about the money, and you notice I've never been a friend that has asked you, Mitch, because you got it. Oh, Mitch, I need
and that's
$200, $500. You know,
donate.
it's never been about that for me with you. It's always been about just seeing you grow, and it's always been about how you've treated me and let me. Dominique, like Willa, like people, Devron, like my bestie, and if I forget your name, but like it's people like y'all, Keon, Jose, like people that really have instilled in me, and you've been a person that has said like, Troy, you a superstar. You a celebrity. When I see Mitch and I be telling Mitch stuff, he be like, oh, you can't do that, girl. You a celebrity, and it's just like,
yeah,
I don't feel like that. But the fact that my celebrity friend or my big friend that has a bigger personality, a big outreach than me, feels like that about me. That always it always makes me feel good.
Girl, we can't get too drunk.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, girl, we can't be out here fighting.
Right.
Oh, girl, we can't get out here
Right.
and just do this because it's like eyes be watching.
Right.
And you never know who watching.
Right. So, you know, I know, I'd like to give inspiration to my guests. But even if you don't want to give inspiration, if you just want to say, just spit something out. But like, I just want you to give something to my audience about, you know, about growth and about where you are now and like how they should keep going and where in what they're doing now.
Okay. So I'm gonna look into the camera.
Go ahead, do that.
So look, this is what I always say. I said it 2 years ago when I finished your live, and I'm gonna say it now because I'm still a firm believer.
Period.
Believe in yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Trust God's plan, because sometimes God have a plan for you that you don't even know He had for you. So I tell you this: if you up, stay humble, because down is always an option.
It's always an option.
And if you down, stay hopeful, because the only thing you can do is go up.
Yeah.
Period. It hit you every time. And that's been my motto for years.
If you're down,
stay hopeful.
Stay hopeful. Because the only place you can go is up.
You already down. You can't do nothing else but go up.
Yeah.
And if you up, be humble.
Yeah.
Because tomorrow God can do something to you to make you go all the way down. Don't burn them bridges, because you never know when you have to cross them.
Right.
Again.
And I'm gonna say this. And I don't care who watches this and who feels away, but even being on Chasing Atlanta, I feel like some people, and I'm not gonna call names, but I feel like people will act like because they're on this such of a certain pedestal,
right,
that they can talk to you a certain way or act a certain way, and then when things come their way, they hide their hand.
Right.
But it's just like, just because you're in that position today, don't mean you'll be in that position tomorrow, because everything can be clipped. And you can say you praise God and you can say you love God, but let me tell you something. God looks down and know your heart. You can get
God can't bless who you pretend to be.
You can get 5 blessings today and be back in that same place you was in 2010 tomorrow. So you just always got to stay humble. You always got to just continue to stay gracious, because, baby, at the end of the day, the best revenge is your people. Yeah. In the name of in the words of Beyonce Giselle.
I definitely agree with that.
I want to say thank you for coming on to our Live Tuesdays to Tag.
For allowing me to come back to the show.
Thank you.
And for people to see the new me.
Yeah.
They go back on your show, they see the old teeth. Yeah. They got a new smile.
Got a new smile, got a new aura, got a new look.
New thing going on. So I really appreciate you for having me.
And the last thing I will say is that it's not about where you've been. In the words of Tyler Perry, it's not about where you've been. It's about where you're going.
Yeah.
And you are going places,
definitely.
Mitch.
And I'm a firm believer that God will definitely prepare your table in the presence of your enemy. Yeah, for sure.
And that's a good note. Yeah. That's a good note to leave on. So I want to say this one time. Y'all already know how it goes. Y'all already know what I do. It's your boy Tag D, and we are downtown in the live. We in Atlanta, Georgia. Make sure you guys are subscribing to the YouTube channel, liking, commenting, and subscribing to the Boom Network. Make sure you're following the HairPhysician on Instagram at I am HairPhysician. Make sure you're clicking that link in his bio and shopping his merch because bitches are aggravating. So make sure you get your aggravated shirt and make sure you're getting your prescription hair glue. It's already clear. So when you put it on, you just gotta wait for it to dry so you can lay that lace on. All hairstylists, make sure you girls are tapping in. Make sure you're following Talk Live Tuesdays on Instagram at Talk Live Tuesdays. And make sure you follow me on Instagram at Tag Did It. And we're not gonna forget about these bomb ass hookahs because baby, I make the best hookahs in Atlanta, and I bet anybody to debate me, period. Because we've been smoking a whole hour yeah, and we smoking the whole hour, and the hookah still pulling. So what you know about me? What you know about me?
Thank you.
I love y'all. Thank y'all. I appreciate y'all, Mitchie. I appreciate you.
No problem.
Y'all already know what it is. It's Talk Live Tuesday with Tag, and we out. Boom.
You know where we at. It's time to sip and chat.